volleyball, you are now released. Again,
quiet.
Volleyball, you are now released for your game.
Okay. Grades must be fixed by tomorrow night. At this point, all your grades are updated. Nobody has turned anything in recently, but if you have things to turn in, please come see me after school and get that dealt with. Shh. With the metrics lab, I'm going to be passing those out today. And if you don't like your grade, it is fixable, but it is something you will have to do. Either, I really hope I have all attention and zero voices. If you don't like your grade, you may fix it only after school today, at lunch tomorrow, or after school the next day. Okay, so we don't have time for you guys to fix this in class, but if you come in, I promise you, I can get you to 100% if you come in after school or tomorrow at lunch. Small volumes pre-lab. I'm going to show that to you really quick. Maybe we'll get time in class, maybe we won't. It mostly will depend on how long I spend waiting for you guys to quiet down. In Google Classroom, you have the next towards the top, measuring small volumes lab. Okay, same process. You guys open it up, open up the Google Doc, and go, go, go. I see a lot of you are there already, which is great. So one thing I've noticed in quite a few lab notebooks is you're not putting the title at the top of the page of the lab. Okay, so you guys, like the top of the lab, I just see background. I have no idea what lab that goes with. Yes, I can figure it out from your table of contents, but I should not have to. So whenever you start a new lab, you need to write the title in two places, table of contents and at the top of your lab. Okay, all right, so this is measuring small volumes. Remember, go into your table of contents, write it there. And same idea, background. I really tried to make it as short as possible. I know pre-labs can be annoying, but you have to do them, okay? So you're just background. This one, notice, read only. Read only, but I do need you to read it. Okay, so it will tell you exactly what you need to do. Copy this in your lab notebook. Purpose, there's your purpose. Materials, there's your materials. Procedure, it's pretty short. Flick, does it say lick? Finger flick. My bad, thank you. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay. It should say finger flick. Okay, good. Procedure, we will paste this into your notebook. I have this already. You'll be doing this at home, but it's gonna be nice for you to know the size, right? So you can like put it there. If you don't have glue at home, you can glue it when you get back. Thinking like a biotechnician, this is its own section. We're gonna skip data analysis conclusion. We're gonna do this section instead. Notice that this one says, copy this in your lab notebook and leave room for answers. Actually, you can answer these on your own, probably. Well, read it. The answer will be like 2 sentences maybe. So not a whole lot of room, just a couple sentences. Or you could go ahead and attempt to answer them already. Then write number 3. And then we will paste this in your notebook. I have that one ready for you as well. Okay. So I need this done before you come to the lab tomorrow. We will be in the lab tomorrow. Questions on the pre-lab? Yes. Yes. Yep.
Well, when it comes to gluing in the data tables, you want them in where they're put slides, and we either put them in there.
Yeah, I want them in the slides. So this should go right after number 6. Number 6, data table. And then number 3, data table. Yeah, so I put them in the order of You're parched? Okay. So any other questions on the pre-lab? Cool. Do tonight, yes, before lab tomorrow. What? What? Title is at the very top. Measuring small volumes in a biotechnology lab. Okay. I do not want you doing this right now. So if you were working on it, you are now done working on it. It has become homework, unless we get time later. Back to our agenda. We have things to do. I really wanted to give you the answers today to making solutions review 1 and 2, but there is at least 8 people who have not completed it. Sorry I didn't remind you over the weekend, but I was very busy. But I will remind you again today. At a certain point, if these aren't done, I'm going to start taking out points. Because I don't like the feeling that you're waiting for me to give you answers. Maybe you just forgot. But I'm not going to give you answers until you finish it. Okay, so that needs to be done. We are going to continue / complete your notes today. Unit 2 notes. Cheese lab, we're going to keep coming back to it. I know that's annoying. And unit 2 test is next Monday. So I need you to have your notes done because your test will be on the notes. Your test will not be necessarily on the lab. Your test will not actually be on the lab. On the labs, you're going to want to study your notes. Okay? Study your notes. So let's get those notes out, please. And those Chromebooks should be close. The unit, yes, where you had the highlighting? Yes. Get your notes, you guys. Get your notes. And I actually have the last and final page for your notes. So today I will pass around a stapler. I want to staple them all together. You can re-staple. All right, we need to go to page 13, please. Number 2, right? Yep. Everybody else got it. Okay. You're on page 13. There you go. Thank you, Xander. Thank you, being on the right page. Thank you, guys. Good, good, good. Get there. David, give it to you. There you go. Probably you ever drink this in?
You never gave it to us.
No, I did not. Oh, man, you really need to check that. Okay, find page 13. Looks like this. I should all have this thing.
I don't have it. We were absent on one.
I gave it up quite a while ago. I know, I'm just saying it for having
We all have it. W couple.
Do you have page 4?
What? Yeah. Cover your nose.
Well, I don't even think I didn't see it. Huh? You're a group. Okay.
Let's go.
We have one now? Okay, let's go. Back here, back here. 12. Let's get this picture. All right, you guys. So 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. We're moving on. I have this simulation, which would be great for you to do, but you've already actually worked with some pipettes, micropipettes. If you have not touched a micropipette yet, we have a lab coming up where you will practice. Okay? Can we put that phone away? So you have a simulation, we'll teach you about them. We have a simulation where you can practice using one digitally. We don't have time for that. This is what you are filling in on page 13. So on the top, it'll say places. Okay. I know you only have the vertical. So basically you want to point to the top box. This is P10. Okay. You're in the top right. This is P10. You're writing tens place, ones place, tenths place. Yep. So you want to know that the top box is the tens place. The second box is the ones place. And the box after that is the tenth place. I know you don't have that top right horizontal boxes. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm just going to print you a whole new copy. And you can take out what you don't need. Tens, ones, tenths. Tens, ones, tenths. Okay. You don't need that many staples. All right, do we all have this written down? Tens, ones, tenths. For example, you want to write these numbers in. So, okay, yes, you already have those in. We want to know, what is this going to measure? So in the box, you're going to put, how many microliters is this? So if the 0 is the tens place, the 1 is the ones place, and the 5 is the tenths place, what do you think this is going to equal? I read 150 and 1.5. 1.5. Because if we look at the number, the ones place is 1, right? The tenths place, that's your first after the decimal. Okay, so this will be 1.5. So in the box where it says 015, put 1.5 microliters. 1 point, okay, you already wrote it? There's space in that box. Anywhere in that box.
Could be an M if you go all the way down.
Don't worry, we'll get used to this in a second. All right, now that we have the format, the rest of our notes will be the same. Have you started writing yet? You can organize it. You're already behind on this. Why? Why? You're gonna have to copy this from partner. Right here, you should put 1.5 microliters. 100. What is this going to be? How many microliters will this one be?
1. 10.
10. So in that box, please put 10 microliters.
Oh, 10th place.
Example 3, I'm going to give you a microliters. You're going to fill in the box. Yep. All right. Does this make sense why this is 10?
Yes.
Okay, because the 1 is in the 10th place. So really it's 10.0. You might want to add that, 10.0. Okay, 10.0. This one, please fill in your microliters. 8.6. I want to know what's going to go in each of these 3 boxes. Take a moment, think about it. I want 8.6 microliters. This is supposed to represent, imagine you have a micropipette in your hand, right? And it has those 3 boxes. So if I say, I want you to measure 8.6 microliters, what do you set it to? Right? Okay, so go ahead. When we get to the next pipette, I'm calling on cards. So I hope you guys are practicing this. All right, what's our answer? 0.86. Very good. 0.86. Okay, so that is for your P10. I'm going to give you a hint of how you can memorize this. And you're wasting time that you could be doing your pre-lab, or you might have to finish these notes for homework too, at this rate. Ooh, really? Okay, so the best way to remember this is that P10, 10 represents your max volume, right? So if you think about what would the max volume look like? The max volume is 10. In order to get 10, you would fill out your top box 100. Okay? Your max volume will always have a number at the top other than 0. I'm explaining right now. You can explain later. So if we know that P10 is 10, which would be a 1 at the top, then we know 100 is 10, and then you can figure out from there. Well, if I only want 8, then I go down to the ones place, 8, 6. Okay? Now it goes different. P20. Well, is this different actually?
No.
No, this one is the same. Go ahead, write your 10s. 10s, 1s, 10s. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Go back to the top of P20 now. Yep, 10s, 1s, 10s. All right, I'm moving on because you have this in your previous box. 0.55, what would that be? Very good. I'm going to call in a card for the next one. Let's shuffle one more time. Okay, so we have 0.5, we wrote 5.5. All right, please do not shout out the answer to this one because I'm going to call. Hold on. I'll give you a second to think about it. I do not want the answer. Okay. Tessa, how many microliters do you think this would be? 13.6, Edgar, is that what you think too? Very good. 13.6, go ahead and write that down. All right, next one, I'm giving you 9.4. Please don't shout out the answer. You can discuss with your group if you want real quick. So I want 9.4. What are you going to set it to? Okay. Got 10 seconds to think about it. I want 9.4. Remember, our max would be 20, so we could go up to 20, but I only want 9.4. John, what would these three boxes be? 094, does that sound good? Angel? Wonderful, 094, fill that in. Cool, cool. Now it gets different. P100. Now we don't have tens, ones, tenths anymore. We have the hundreds, tens, ones. Hundreds, tens, ones. Right. Well, there is a way to figure out a decimal, and I'll show you that later in your notes. But the boxes will represent hundreds, tens, ones. All right. Now, a good way, because you might see this on your test, a good way to know this, remember this, is it's a P100. So our max is 100, right? So our top box is going to be 100th place. Okay, so your top box matches the maximum of your pipette, micro pipette. So let's try this one. What do you think this would be? Right here. Thank you. 75. Very good. Go ahead. Write that down. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. You can already see your next one. Mauricio, what do you think this one will be? 34. Very good. So for a test, I might do this option. I might say, my pipette looks like this. How much am I measuring? Or on a test, I might go, I want 100 microliters. What does your pipette get set to? Go ahead. Yeah, I would tell you for a P100, for a P20. Yeah, exactly. All right, so this one, Alan, what do my boxes look like? One zero zero. Ethan, does that sound good to you? I want 100. I put 1 in the hundreds place. Very good. We have one more to do for our micro pipettes. Very good. We have a thousandths place, a hundredths place, and a tenths place. We do not have a fourth box on our pipettes, so I crossed that out. Don't worry about it. Your three places, thousands, hundreds, tenths. Some of them will have a fourth box. Ours do not. Probably costs like an extra $200 to get one. Two? We had 6 or 7 in the lab. We had 6 in the lab. We have a lot total. The P1000s we have less of. The P20s and the P10s and the P100s, we have more of them, I think. And I probably will be buying more over time, but I bought a lot this year. Okay. So what do we think this one would be then? I'm going to ask Laisha. Good. Do you feel like you're kind of getting this now? Kind of getting the flow. Okay. Again, our max is 1,000 because the P1000. So our top box is going to be 1,000. All right. What's this one going to be? Xander. 1,000. Very good. Last one. Edgar, you get called on twice today. I want 250. What do my boxes look like? 025. Good job. Does that sound good to you? Wonderful. All right. Moving on. copier. I don't know why that happened, but it's not doing it anymore. So. Okay, on page 14, which should be on the back of page 13.
It's on another page.
It's on another page. You should have page 14. Do we need page 14, anybody?
Yeah.
After page 14, to the 14. 14? Does anybody over here need a 14? Ethan, you have a 14? Got one? You need one? Uh-oh. All right, well,
No. Yep, no.
yeah, we never did page 16 either.
Yeah,
I'll let- I'll-
You like.
Oh, yeah, I did so much, yeah.
He was like, I don't know.
I just thought I was.
When he said, he's like, we already had a fire today.
Tessa, you for sure need it? You got, okay. That's all right. Okay. Notice on page 14, it says the extra digit. So for whatever pipette you are using, there is an extra digit that doesn't have a box, but you can see on the bottom, there will be little lines. Okay, so now we can take it one more digit. Each line represents what? 2 units. You're filling this in your notes. Okay, each line represents 2 units. So you have to think about which way you're spinning the knob, okay? So for this one, 8-5, if it's on the big line, that means it's 0. Anything past it is going to be either +2 or -2. So on this one over here, our little pointer, it's kind of hard to see. Our pointer is at 1 next to the big line. So that's going to be plus or minus what? 2, plus or minus 2. But you have to think about which way you're spinning. Okay? So, I should have done that stepwise. We'll just do it. So, if it's to the left of the big line, it's going to be +2 because you spin to the right to get to a bigger number. Okay? If it's to the right, well, if it was 12.6, right, we'd have to -2, so it'd be 12.58 because each line represents 2.
How'd you get 12.58?
Because this is 12.60 would be on the big line. So it's 12.60 minus 2 because we're 1 line over from the big one. So 60 minus 2 is 58. Each line on the bottom is worth 2.
I do not see. So if you were at that one, also.
If we're at this one? Yes. Exactly. This one, 83, is just 83 because it's on the big line. If it's on the right-hand side of the big line, it's -2. If it's on the left-hand side, it's +2. Because of the way you're spinning it. Yeah. That's where it gets a little more difficult. Okay. Please confirm. Do we have 14 filled out?
Yeah.
We have 15 filled out. 16.
We don't have 15.
What's wrong with 15?
We don't have 16.
We should have that.
No, we don't have 16.
You'll have to get that from somebody. Also, this presentation is online. You can find it. You don't even have 16.
No.
And you don't have 17 and 18.
Oh.
Okay. This is what we're gonna do. You have 10 minutes. I know you're not gonna fill out 16, 17, and 18 today, but I'm gonna give it to you. And I would suggest getting all your notes in order from 1 to 18 and staple it. Okay? So get all your notes in order from 1 to 18 and staple. If you have more time, you can start your pre-lab. Bottom should be numbered. We went through and numbered them. All right, here's page 16. And here's page 17 and 18. This is the full set of notes. If you're missing a page, let me know. The whole presentation. And if you need some, if you're not moving, here's 16. So everything else is in order. Wonderful. Here's 17. Oh. All right. When you have it all in order, pass it out to stapler, please. One staple only. Wait, don't staple yet. Is everything in order so far? Ours is regular. Here's 16. I'm gonna hand it back to you. Here's 17. You got 16?
Bro. Where's 10? Where's 10 and 11? Do it? I don't know if I can.
Does everybody have 16, 17, 18? Yeah. Wonderful. I was on the recording. Good. Hold on a second.